Alright, Shalom. Yisakal Halayim, Wahawadla, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash, double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone rule well. Peace and blessing to the Akim around the world that push this through to the four corners of the earth, right? It's Brother Yarba. And I'll go to some precepts. I'll entitle it, The Prophets Are Concerned About the Righteous Only, right? Because, as the apostles always say, we didn't come out here for everybody. You understand? And they could never make it clear enough. Sometimes men make petty arguments about, we should be doing this way and that way because we need to get this amount of people and that amount of people. This is not something about numbers, in a sense where we're not like these churches that just trying to get as much people as possible. That is not our goal. You understand? That is not our goal, but it never will be our goal. We already know the scriptures said that 2/3 of Israel will be cut off and die. It have nothing we could do to change that number. So it's not about multitude, or as he's saying, it's going the world. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Right? Because the 1/3 and the elect is the quality. You understand? That is who the prophets already focused on. Even when Mashiach was teaching, what he was doing, he was speaking in parables to the multitude, to the ones who he didn't want to get what he was saying, because he knew that on this side is not for them. You understand? They ordained to what? To be cut off and die. That is prophecy, and that's not going to change. It's Romans, I was going to get Patches, Hebrews. Right, to say Romans 11 verse 7, they say, what then? Israel had not obtained that which it seeketh for. It say, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Because even though the scriptures talk about Israel mine elect, there is an elect in Israel, which is the 144,000 and the 1/3. You understand? They are the elect of Israel in Israel itself. They are the ones who actually go in and get this word and be converted and be healed and actually try to be or work towards how the Lord wants them to be. The 2/3 are not going to get this word. You understand? They will continue living how they feel like living or how they want to live, according to the ordinance of the world or what the world teach them, and they will eventually be destroyed. You understand? Just like it's saying in Matthew 13, it say, lest they see with their eyes and understand with their hearts and be converted, meaning they change, and he would have to forgive them. The reason why he used to speak to them like that is because he don't want them to change. He don't want them to be forgiven on this side, because 2/3 of Israel must be cut off and die. You understand? So if you're not of the elect, then you're ordained for destruction, and that is something that the men of the Lord could do nothing about, because the scriptures say what? All prophecy of the scriptures must be fulfilled. These things must happen, and this is not something that the men of the Lord has tried to do. You understand? Even if our brother young and he mightn't understand these things properly, this should never be something that he should be trying to do. You could never change that. The Lord don't change his mind. You understand? If the Lord put it in the scriptures that this is what he's going to do, this is what he's going to do, and that is how the scriptures must be fulfilled. He's not going on. It's not like when you watch the movie Legion. If you ever see that movie, the Lord was going to destroy the earth, and then I think it was Michael who went against him, and he ended up changing his mind. Those things are just for the movies. You understand? We're not out here for all of Israel. We're out here for the elect of Israel. Right? You see, what then? Israel had not obtained that which it seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. You see, according as it is written, because what is written must come to pass. According as it is written, the Most High had given them the spirit of slumber. So who is the one that do this to them? The Most High. And if the Lord do this to them, there's nothing that you could do to reverse it. Right? Spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see and ears that they should not hear. unto this day. And that is prophecy. You understand? And even they was talking back to that day when this was written, and even up to this day, today is the same thing. And there's nothing we could do about that. You understand? There's nothing that we could do about that. And it should not be something that you should want to do about that. Which scripture that is? Yeah, 2nd Esdras 9 verse 13. It say, and therefore be not thou curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when. And this don't just refer to the heathens, but also tutors of Israel. Because the heathens have to pay for what it is they do to us. And tutors of Israel have to pay because they didn't hearken on to the word. You understand? But you're not supposed to be concerned about them. You're supposed to be concerned about the righteous. And that's what the prophets are concerned about. It say, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved. Those are the ones that you have to focus on. The one that like-minded to you, that striving for the things that you striving for. It say, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. You understand? That is the ones that you have to focus on. It said a 2nd Esdras 8, I'll start from 1. It say, and he answered me, saying, the Most High had made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Right? And not plain. It's not about numbers. It's not about getting the most amount of people to follow you. It's not about that. Scripture say, my sheep hear my voice. If out of 1,000, his sheep is only 3 or 4, that is the ones that you have to focus on. You're not supposed to be trying to get the whole 1,000 to follow you. You understand? That is when you're being carnal. This is not about numbers. You understand? It have a chosen amount that's supposed to hearken onto this word. And outside of that amount, you're not supposed to be concerned about the rest. Because the Lord ordained them for something. And there's nothing you could do to change that. Right? The world to come for few. Verse 2, it say, I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold thereof, right? Thereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. You understand? It say, even so is the course of this present world. So even though the earth have much dust, how much gold has actually come out of that dust is a very small amount. You understand? That's what I was trying to compare it to. It say, there be many created, but few shall be saved. And that is really the point I'm trying to make. Scriptures talk about a remnant being saved. Out of all the people on this earth, is a very small number that actually going to receive salvation. And to begin with, it's starting in the nation of Israel. But even in the nation of Israel is 1/3 out of Israel. The rest going to be cut off and die. I'll get that scripture. Alright. It say, Zechariah 13 verse 8, and say, it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And this hasn't happened yet. This is something that's going to happen in that time to come. You understand? The two-thirds going to be wiped out. As I say in like the example in Ezekiel 9, where it says, set a mark on the forehead of the men that sigh and cry. You understand? The elect will be sealed, but the ones outside of the elect, they'll do what? They'll go around smiting all of them. No matter what age you might, no matter what age bracket you might be at, or whatever the case may be, once you don't have that mark of exemption, you're marked for destruction. In other words, you're going to have a different mark on your forehead, a mark of destruction that you'll receive. You'll be marked for destruction. You understand? And that is why the apostles just tell men, hey, don't go around trying to pick arguments with men, trying to convince people. If it's not for them, it's not for them. You understand? If there is Jacob doing the guide now, on the next side it'll be perfect. Don't waste your time. Because the end of the day is for, on this side is not for everybody. You understand? It's only for the elect of Israel. You're not going to make them get it. You understand? Because it's not ordained for them. The Lord have angels that going around closing the eyes of these people. There's nothing you could do to remove that veil from their eyes. So you focus on who? You focus on the righteous. You say, for theirs is who the world was created. The world is created for. Right? I hope it was edifying. With that, I say shalom.